everyone, Scotty Colley, West Ham Fan TV. Welcome to the big match preview, back for the season by Ladbrokes. We're giving you the opportunity to boost the odds on your selections. Click the link in the description below to find out more details. Crystal Palace, Tuesday night, 7:45 kickoff at the London Stadium. Another 6-pointer. You know, we're not fully safe. You know, we need a good few more wins. Massive, massive game, this one. Going to be very, very tough with the amount of injuries we've got. And players, you know, key, important players missing. Obiang picked up that terrible injury in the FA Cup defeat to Wigan. You know, let's just touch on that performance a little bit. Absolutely shocking. You know, it's one of the worst performances from a West Ham side I've ever seen. It was just complete and utter shambles, you know, and I think Masuaku getting sent off for spitting, totally disgraceful. Just summed up the whole day, really. It was terrible, terrible. But, you know, we roll on. As I said, Palace, Tuesday night, important game, very, very important. You know, with that defeat to Wigan, we've got to look at our form going into this game. We've only lost 1 in our last 8. We're unbeaten in the last 5 in the Premier League. So, you know, we've got to take some confidence in that. I know it's really hard to do with coming off the back of that performance, but I'm expecting a lift, you know, in this game. I'm expecting the players to respond. Everyone and around the club at the moment is down in the dump. So I'm expecting certain players to come into the side on Tuesday and give us a bit of a lift. As I said, as fans, you know, we want to see it. You know, we've got players there who are going to come out and give 110%, so long as they're fit. So I just think it'll lift the team. Palace, again, they're also on a good run. They've only lost 2 of the last 13, but they've only won 2 games away all season in the Premier League. You know, so that's a key factor that we've got to try and capitalise on. You know, we've got to make it hard for them. I know we're the home side, but with the injuries we've got to be compact. We've got to, you know, catch them on the break, and we've got to be defensively strong. So, surprisingly, I am quite confident going into this one. Their last fixture was a 4-1 defeat against Arsenal. Obviously, they've had the week off where they got knocked out the FA Cup to Brighton in the 3rd round. So they've had this week off. So that's given them a bit more time to prep, players to recover. Obviously, we've had a quick turnaround in games, but you know, as I said, a lot of injuries anyway. Last time 2 sides met was the 2-2 draw at Selhurst Park. Obviously, winning the game into the dying seconds, and then Mr. Antonio decides to give the ball away recklessly by putting a cross in, which he never had to. They go down, break the other end, and score. So, you know, 3 points thrown away in that one. Schoolboy error. Hopefully, Antonio's learned from that mistake and takes it on board. And, you know, we don't have them sort of mistakes in this game. We've only lost 1 of our last 7 against Palace. Another good stat looking in our favour. Obviously, last time the 2 sides met at the London Stadium was a 3-0 win with the spectacular Andy Carroll bicycle kick. So there's a lot of positives on our side going in this game. Obviously, the negatives with the injuries and the very, very poor performance against Wigan. Injury-wise, let's have a look at Palace first. They are missing a few key players as well. Scott Dann, Jason Punch and Connor Wickham, Schlupp and Loftus-Cheek are definitely not available for this one. They've got doubts over Kabay and Sacco. I expect them to probably line up a 4-4-2 with a front 2 of Zaha and Benteke. Zaha, you know, could be the key factor for them in this game. He's a very, very good player on his day. We need to watch out. Very, very quick, and we know pace does cause us problems. Benteke, another one on his day, can be an handful. And then Andros Townsend, another player who can be an handful. I expect him to come into the starting 11 after being an unused sub in the Arsenal game. So I expect him to start in this one. So I said there's a lot of pace with Zaha and Townsend, trickery, and then obviously you've got Benteke, as I said, on his day is a handful. When we look at us, Pedro Obiang missing, looks like ligament damage. To be fair, that's probably the rest of his season gone, which was very, very unfortunate. I only saw the tackle from the stands, so I haven't seen a replay of it, but from what I've told, it's a very, very bad tackle, and the guy was lucky not to be sent off. I said I can't really, that's just gauging what from people telling me, so it's a big, big disappointment to not have him available, especially if it is a red card challenge and it went unpunished. Also missing, as we know, is Arnautovic and Lanzini, Fernandez, long-term absentee, Andy Carroll out for the season, Winston Reid's not available, Jose Font's back in training, getting himself fit, but I think he lacks match practice. You know, I think he'll need to get a few games for the under-23s before he comes back in, but with the injuries problems we've got at the moment, he may end up being on the bench. We'll have to wait and see. We have got doubts over Noble, Cheick Kouyaté, I'm trying to think, we've got so many missing. Andre Ayew and Antonio. Antonio's back in training. Whether we'll see him on the bench, hopefully we will, because we need a bit of a boost, another player coming back. Ayew, obviously there's rumours that, well, there's probably confirmation come from the club that he wants out. I think Moyes said it in his press conference this morning, or this afternoon, that Ayew wants to leave. Will they risk him? You know, if they're going to let him go in the next couple of days, I don't think we'll see him in this one, so he'll probably be left out of the squad. I do expect Noble and Cheick both to start, even though they are slight doubts. Obviously, confirmation, Diafra Sakho's left the club. We know he wanted out. Moyes has come out and said that from when he signed the contract to take over the club, Sakho was going in January. I think it's absolute madness that we're letting the guy go without a replacement coming in, especially with Carroll out for the season and Hernandez really is not, hitting the heights, along with Arnie and Lanzini's injuries. For all that Sakho's done wrong with his attitude and things like that, as I've said this many a time, the guy's the best striker we've got, and letting players go when we've got 12 injuries in the side, it's not good. It's not good. We should be bringing a player in to take his place before we let him go. And, it's typical West Ham doing it the complete other way around. And if they were looking to get rid of him in the beginning of January, do the business early so you've got the money there to replace him. But hey, that's my opinion. Obviously, another plus note, Mario come on for his debut against Wigan. Didn't do too much. Obviously, it was a bit difficult coming on. He come on, I think, within 5 minutes of him being on, Masuaku got himself sent off. So, it was hard for him to get into the game coming into that one. I fully expect him to start in this fixture, especially with the amount of injuries we've got. So, it'll be good to see him. Again, it could be another lift that the crowd need, that the supporters need, that the club needs as a whole. Starting 11-wise, Adrian to come back in goal. Joe Hart's just our cup keeper at the moment. What we're going to do with him now, we'll have to wait and see. But Adrian keeps his place. A back three, Ginger Collins coming back into the side. Obona to continue in there. Declan Rice to take the third centre-back squad. With Masuaku being out, I can see Creswell moving to the left. Zabaleta continuing on the right. Midfield three, Captain Mark Noble, Cheick Kouyaté and probably Josh Cullen, just because of the amount of injuries we've got. And I fully expect Mario to play behind Chicharito, who will be the lone striker. I expect us to sit very deep in this one, try and be compact, try and catch them on the break, Little bits of trickery from Mario. Hernandez, he ain't in a great vein of form, but he is always a goal threat. And I said, with the injuries we got, we need to sort of play that sort of 3-5-1-1 system. And as I said, try and catch them on a break. So it'd be interesting to see how we play. I do expect, as I said, the team to be lifted. If Noble and Collins coming back in the side, and Adrian, there's a lot more passion. There's a lot more commitment in there. Noble and Collins are going to get the players up for it. So I do think we're going to make this game a difficult one for Palace. I do expect us to win it as well. I've in the Thames Ironworks group chat, I think the lads think I'm mad, but I've just got this sneaky feeling, as I said, with Noble and Collins coming back into the side, that lift, that knowing how much it means to the fans to win these games, and how the club's down in the doldrums at the minute, I just got a feeling we're going to nick this 1-0. So I said my predictions ain't great, but I've got to be optimistic going into this game with our record against Palace being so good. So hopefully I'm right on this one. So we'll be outside straight after the game finishes. Head over to the side of the stadium store. We'll be there for fan cams. Come and give us your opinion on everything. West Ham related, the ball, the transfers, the lack of transfers, you know, anything you want to get off your chest West Ham related, come and chat to us. As we said, we are open to, we will interview to anybody who wants to come and have their say. You know, it was good to see a couple of new faces on the fan cams at Wigan. Good to see some new faces in the last home game. So I'd like to see a few more new faces for this one as well. So if you've got the time, pop down and see us. Have your say on everything West Ham related. We will be doing a post-match reaction. Sorry we didn't have one for Wigan. It just didn't work out. So we'll be doing a post-match reaction. I'll be back with a preview probably Thursday. Start 11 show on Friday. All the other guys will be putting content out during the week. So look out for all of that. One thing left to say, come on you Irons.